Good morning. Good morning. I think I'm on. This red line is going across. It's odd. Okay, it stopped. Must be okay. 20 people have joined us. It went from 20 to 17 before I even got that out. Okay. Good morning. Let's see. Let me make this bigger so I can see it. There we go. Let me just say good morning to everybody. Good morning, Haffy. Thanks to Haffy for moderating this live stream. Barbara is here from Rhode Island, and Daryl is here. Oh, you're killing me, persimmons. When I lived here, when I had late bloomer garden, I always wanted a persimmon tree. I thought, how can I get a persimmon, a pomegranate, and what was the other one I wanted? Well, those were the two main ones, I think. But every time I went to Phoenix and I saw all the trees that Jack was growing over there in Phoenix, I just wanted to come back and grow them here. Let's see. You've never eaten a persimmon, Haffy? There's two different kinds, at least two different kinds. One of them is like kind of weird in the mouth and kind of not bitter, but just kind of. And then the other one is really sweet and juicy, and that's, I don't know the difference anymore. I used to know the names. Connie is here from Los Angeles. I do hope I'm feeling better so that I can actually meet you before I leave. I don't know. When I'm leaving, I've got a bit of unfortunate news. Good morning, Denise. And Willis Chillis, good morning. Where are you writing from, Willis? Thank you for joining our live stream. Do you have a garden? And what's the virus like where you are? Let us know where you are. Willis, let's see, because I don't remember. Beatrice is here from New York. Moon B7 from Vietnam is here. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Brian is here from New Jersey. Ooh, I heard something about New Jersey this week that I did not have, but was not happy about, Brian, but can't talk about it here. Let's see. The little Tony from Little Farmer's Farm in Manchester, England is here, and he has the 14th thumbs up, except there's only 13. How's that possible, Tony? Maddie is here from Iceland. Maddie is never fails. Roseanne is Spiner. Remind us where you are. Sarah is here from Ohio. I love it when you say it automatically. It's fantastic. So we have Ultimate Gardening is here. This is Emmanuel. He's 13 and gardening and going to school. Let's see. Yeah, weird, Tony. I know it's odd. Okay, there's 36 of you have joined Switzerland. That's right. You have a big balcony, and so you've got, and your name is Willis, and you grow chilies, right? So it's Willis Chilies. Ah, interesting. Norway. Oh my gosh, we have Iceland, Norway, and Switzerland. That is fantastic. Thank you so much for joining this live stream. I'm honored that people in far reaches of the world find my channel, are awake, and are able to join. Every time I think about stopping the live stream at 8 a.m. on Sundays, because I know a lot of people go to church and it's a conflict and they cannot tune in, which is why I do another one on Wednesdays. But, you know, for some Christians, they go to church on Sunday morning and Wednesday evening. That's what I did growing up. Every Sunday morning, Sunday night, and Wednesday night, church. So hopefully one of those two. It's just, I would change it, but people are so used to it now. I hate to do that. Yaniris is here from Boston, right? I think. And 5 p.m. there. Faye David is here from Sweden. Oh my gosh. Sweden, Norway, Switzerland, and Iceland. Imagine. That's amazing. Do you have a garden in Sweden, Faye? You must. I think we've talked about this. And of course, we know that Maddie is a young person and grew up mushroom hunting with his grandmother in the forest. And no, wait, if I got that wrong, that's Latvia. I'm sorry, Latvia. Maddie's in Iceland, and who's in Latvia? He hasn't tuned in yet. Or am I getting it confused? Oh, well. I want to give a quick shout out to Mark V. He's been a huge fan of this channel. He ordered a mug. He's ordered a number of t-shirts, and he just ordered another t-shirt and left a donation. Did you know when you order a t-shirt at Bonfire, you can actually make a donation, which will help support this channel? That might be something you would prefer to do rather than leave a super chat donation on my live stream, which would be appreciated also. I wanted to point out that, first of all, I haven't felt well since Wednesday, and I'm sorry I wasn't here for the Wednesday. I think that 26-day trip where I was just in a different hotel every night and a different place every third night, it just hit me on Wednesday. I went to, in case you noticed that thing, I went to the dermatologist to get this and a few other things frozen. And I felt fine. That was Wednesday. And I'm walking around, the village where I used to live, and where all my stuff still is, my post office box, my bank, my pharmacy, my eye doctor, everything still over there. So post office. And then I started, it was just like about 3:30. I went, whoa, I don't feel good. And so I haven't been able to do anything. No editing. It's not been possible. And I'm just starting to feel a little better. Let's see. Yes, Barbara, absolutely. I have this thing, and I think it's a good thing in a way. I think my body has this ability to just go, okay, you overdid it here, and now you're going to detox. And you're not going to get sick. You're just going to detox. And of course, if you've ever gone through a big detox, it doesn't feel great. You don't feel like doing anything. But it doesn't. You're not getting sick. You're just detoxing. And this happened to me one time when I went to Hawaii. I think it was the first time. No, it was the second time I went to Hawaii. We're on Waikiki. There's this beautiful tropical ocean breeze, and here I am, like, shivering and hiding in bed. Everybody's out having a great time. Moon is 10 p.m. in Vietnam. That's fantastic. We have, and I'm sure Jamela will be here any second, from Trinidad and Tobago. So we have a lot of people who tune in regularly from these far reaches, and I'm so honored that you spend this time with us. And how are you doing, Tony, at Little Farmer's Farm? I haven't heard from you in a little while. I've missed you. The Vikings love you, Kaye. Who are the Vikings? Oh, the Vikings. I know. I could see myself with this hair like this now. Couldn't you see me with one of those Vikings helmets and like a spear or something? I just keep saying, when are you going to cut your hair, Kaye? And I just don't keep doing it. And it feels like roped, like sisal at the bottom. But I never would have let this happen before, because you always want to look like, when you're an actor, you always want to look like your headshot, which is posted everywhere online. And you don't want to walk in the door and look different, because that's what they were looking for. They wouldn't have called you in. But of course, the entertainment business is not completely now. There's a little bit of stuff going on, but If there was a lot going on, I wouldn't leave California, but I'm leaving California. Thank you, Tony. That's what a good detox will do. I don't think I'm over it completely yet, but I know, Beatrice, the problem with not feeling well is you don't feel like making really good food for yourself or going and shopping for really good food for yourself. And so, I've just been nibbling here and there. I did buy a scale. Confidentially speaking, I bought a weight scale, and it's the old-fashioned kind, no batteries, no digitized. Do you notice I'm not wearing my iPhone? When I was on that trip, I always had my Apple Watch on. And I started thinking about, I started watching a lot of stuff and starting doing a lot of research. And I recommend everyone do their research nowadays. But I just thought, wait a minute, this thing is Bluetoothing to this thing, which I have not figured out a way to live without. I know Daryl manages to live without. Good morning, Ed. And that's right. You're not in England anymore. I don't know where you are. Gail Murphy is here from Colorado Springs. Gail, you should connect with Haffy. He's in Colorado also. Valkyrie. Wait, why does that sound? Yes, I know, Tony. I figured it out. But what is Valkyrie? That sounds so familiar. In Eden. Oh. It would be nice to think of where you live as Eden, wouldn't it? I don't think about that here. Okay. Emmanuel is busy planting plugs. He's got, wow. Oh my goodness. You're doing better than me, Emmanuel. Go for it. You're right, Barbara. Body needs rest. So I've been doing a lot of that. Let's see. But Valkyrie sounds familiar, and I'm trying to think what that is. Styx is here. And I have to call you Styx because unless you tell me your name again, I forget. Yeah, it would. Oh, I need a hippie headband. Do I have? No. No, it's been a long time since I had a headband. That's funny. What was I saying before I interrupted myself? I bought a scale. Yes, that's right. Oh, yeah, right. We have this digitized experience, this Bluetooth digitized, and everybody, all these products are sold to us like this is going to make your life so much better to have downloads of like 10 seconds faster. What? No, I don't want more of all of that, in my space, and I said, as convenient as it is to wear that watch, I put it away. I'm not going to wear it anymore. And so, of course, all these digital weight scales that you buy they Bluetooth with your Fit thing, so you can keep track. No, it's not you keep track. It's somebody else keeping track of what you weigh and how much you're walking and when you're walking and where you're walking and what you're doing. And I'm just like, whoa, stop it. So I am on that sort of peeling back the layers thing. And so this weight scale, as you step on it, I don't know how it works. It's just got a weight thing in there. And I don't know if it works that well. I'm hoping it doesn't work well because it says that I weigh like much more than I should weigh. So I got to do something about that. Connie, I have been going to the same hair cutter person he and I can't remember exactly, but I am quite sure that I was going to him before my son was born, who's going to be 30. And so he had his own little place in Beverly Hills I mean, he was with the salon forever, but then he moved into one of these places in Beverly Hills where it's all hair people, and it's indoors, and there's a hallway around, and there's just people have their own little spaces, stations, and some people have bigger and smaller ones. And so he's been in there for 2 or 3 years, maybe longer. And I was going to get a haircut right before I left for that 6 week trip, I think. And I just got too busy, and I didn't do it. And he said he was working. He has a balcony on his house, and he had set up this balcony with all of his stuff, and he was doing his haircuts on this balcony. So that would have been fun, but I didn't make it over there. And he lives so far away he's on the complete opposite side of the city. So as much as I love him, driving across the city right now is just not my thing. uh wow, sightseeing in New York, that just seems odd, with so much New York being the sort of epicenter of the response to COVID. Anyway, enjoy yourself, Ed. Lisa, good morning. And Valkyrie. Yeah, right. Okay, let's just call me Valkyrie. I love that. I don't know if there's an actual legendary person that was named Valkyrie or whatever, but I need some power going into this next phase. I tell you, I am worn out. Good morning. Kayla is here from East Tennessee, backwoods mama wife. And Kayla has been, her name has been easy for me to remember because her name is Kayla. And I am KNLA. So that's kind of good morning, Eric. Eric is Double Dog Farm. Have you changed your identity on Google, Eric? I mean, you obviously did. Okay, I want to recommend, I love to connect people, and I love to recommend people, and I love there's been such a hard time getting heirloom seeds this year through a number of the seed companies. Just, their operations have tightened, whatever you call it. Like I just looked at Baker Creek site yesterday, their store, their restaurants, their, a lot of their services, and their phones, not doing any of that. They're just answering emails and orders. So I don't know about that, Ed, but whatever you say. Anyway, I was talking to Sharon at Sharon's Natural Gardens. I've recommended her many times. She is one of our elders that knows so much about medicinal plants, tinctures, everything, heirloom seeds, you name it. And she's been doing it for decades on her 5-acre family farm in Delaware. And she could use a little support, which is why I'm always saying to you guys to please check out people like Sharon and see if there's anything that she's offering for sale. Because sometimes, I mean, just like this, I haven't gotten it edited yet, but just like this nursery that I've been telling you about, that is going to be the next thing I edit when I get back to work. This knowledge is what we learn from and hand down, and these people that are so knowledgeable. And you go into a big box store and you're going to go in there for some, let's just say, some decorative compact plants to put around your landscaping or something. there's going to be one person that works in the whole nursery, if you can even get their attention. And they're not, understandably, they're not going to know about everything, from fertilizers to this to that to whatever. They just basically have a grasp of the products that they have on the shelves, not necessarily anything else. And you contact Sharon and you say, I'm interested in getting some of your heirloom seeds. You can open a dialogue with her that you can learn from. I have learned so much from her. And so I highly recommend that you go to sharonsnaturalgardens.com. And I believe her products are still on Local Harvest. I think she has a store on Local Harvest, but localharvest.org changed something or other. So I'm recommending you go to the website. But if you remember when I did my bean episodes, I think it was in season 4, and I showed those amazing creams. It's like a black-eyed pea without the black eye. And they are so creamy creams and delicious. And I ate them raw right off of the vine. And normally you wouldn't be eating. It's not like a green pea. I mean, a sweet pea or snap pea that you can just, take off it's different. It is harder. It's crunchier, but you can't eat it raw. And then you can just steam it for like 5 minutes in a little butter. And oh my goodness, they are so creamy and delicious. So she was just telling me that she was just harvesting or putting together her creams seeds. And so if she got a couple of orders of creams seeds today as a result of my recommendation, you would make me very happy, because I want to help people who are very forthcoming with valuable information to help us go forward as a species. If we're not growing our own food, we're in trouble. So, which leads me to talking about Victory Gardens. I haven't had a chance to really do much with mine because of what's been happening with my house search. Let me see if I'm caught up on stuff. Oh, I see, Eric. I hope you get that straightened out. Oh, right. Right. I remember now, Connie. Wagner's opera, Valkyrie. Oh, that's so cool. They're like angels that fly over the battlefield and take the souls of the valiant Viking dead to Valhalla. In Norse mythology, the Valkyries were warrior women who escorted the Nordic warriors to Valhalla, Viking heaven. Oh, how lovely. Yaneris, please do me the biggest favor and order some creams seeds from Sharon today. And you will not be disappointed. These things are, now I don't know, I've never grown another type of pea like that. I mean, the creams, black-eyed peas are actually beans. They're legumes. We think of a pea like a sweet pea. It's not that at all. It is a hard bean when it's dried. But it's a hard pea. Anyway, you won't be disappointed if you order some seeds from Sharon. She will be available to inspire you and talk to you about the best way to grow them and everything. So, do I have 5 people that will contact her today and just, it's amazing when your property is paid for and, you can live on very little money. And so even a little bit, what is a $10 order to a big seed company, but a $10 order to someone trying to make it on, on a small family farm can be $10 worth of gas in the car or the truck, so I would really appreciate it if you guys would order some of these fabulous seeds and then report back to me. And let's see, very quickly, I'm going to look at my videos, see if I can find that. And once you see this, you're going to go, I want to grow these. The plants get huge. Beans. There it is. Growing heirloom beans part. I think it's in, well, the picture's in part 1, so you can watch them both. But I'm going to leave you the link for this video right here, so you guys grab that. If you're interested in learning or seeing about these beans, just grab that link and watch that video. You may not have seen it before. Thank you, Tony. I appreciate that. Yes. I loved scarlet runners. I find that scarlet runners, the beans are the most, in my opinion, could be the most beautiful bean I've ever seen. The scarlet runner bean, and the flowers are, of course, coral, red, orange, and just, which is where the scarlet comes from, I guess. But I find that they get a lot of, I don't know, bugs or something. The leaves look bad and then they don't produce. And these beans are very, very vigorous and strong compared to the scarlet runners. My grandmother always had Crowder peas. I don't think they were yellow. I think they were pink Crowder peas, I think. It was always wonderful. Please post the website. That's a good idea. When you have an apostrophe in a, like, for example, Ed's Nursery. Ed's Nursery is the nursery that I'm going to be doing the video of as soon as I feel well enough to stand 8 hours over at my computer and knock it out. And Sharon's Natural Gardens is just without the apostrophe, obviously. It's so I'm going to do this. And she practices biodynamic, but she is not a true biodynamic. So she can't claim to be a true biodynamic farm, but she has these horses, mother and daughter. I believe they're still around. And they provide all the horse manure. If you know about biodynamic compost, that's something I learned about early on when I very first started, because the guy that made biodynamic compost here, Farmer Jack, is the one that first came over to my yard and said, "You're only growing edibles. You're only growing edibles." And from now on, and so he put a hex on me. He put a good hex on me. I want to try the noodle beans, Tony. But I always had to pick things over there that would ripen quicker. I learned that early on, that if I chose like a big tomato variety or something, it would be like end of September before you get the first one. And so if you got a 4-foot bean, I don't know, it must take a while. 4-foot long pods. That's, congratulations. I mean, you've got dollar signs on here, right? Of course, the dollar's not worth all that much anymore. But let's see. That's right. Yes, because when I was doing that video in Georgia, in Marietta, Georgia, at that community garden, and that woman was saying that she was encouraging everybody in the community garden to grow those long beans, those red noodle beans, because they were resistant. That's a great idea. I'm still growing comfrey, Tony. I got 2 big pots out there, and what I'm thinking is I'm going to cut it all back and and take a few shoots in and wrap it up in with wet soil, wrap it up in plastic bags and tie it with twine or something, and take it in my car across the country. So I haven't actually given you an update of what's going on, but I have I've had 2 experiences now, and this is very draining, where I have pulled out of Mix is here from Latvia. I was just talking about you earlier, Mix, and I pulled out of the second house that I had under contract, which was a whole different kind of thing, type of property, the forested property, and I had all these visions of what I would do there. But once again, the inspections just turned up at least $50,000 worth of stuff that needed to be updated and fixed right away. And I just it was just couldn't do it. So Dickinson and Long Island cheese pumpkins, I haven't heard of those. Interesting. Well, you obviously, Kayla, you obviously have the heirloom variety of the Dickinson, right? Because I doubt if when you buy canned pumpkin in the store, I don't know. It's been so long since I bought a can of any kind of vegetable. I can't remember. Oh, that's fantastic. 24 seeds from Kentucky in the U.S. Oh, that's fantastic. Elaine Knight is here. Elaine, where are you? Did you say hello and remind everybody where you are? I didn't notice if you left a first comment. I've had brown butter beans. Uh-huh. The rabbits didn't bother them, so you have to worry about keeping rabbits out of your garden beds. It's interesting. Yes, thank you, Yaniris. It's been I'm sure that hasn't helped. I'm just sort of detoxing all of that, the whole trip. I mean, I'm back to square one. The only thing that I have, other than because I spent a lot of money, hotels, travel, cars, rental, all that, wind up with no house, and I'm out here, and so Daryl and Denise, of course, are my boots on the ground, and they let's see. And last night I was going to go to bed about 11 and or 10:30, and I thought, well, let me just check. Sometimes I don't get a notification if something new goes. I mean, we are catching it the day one of something going on the market. And I saw these 2 houses last night, which I thought, okay, it's a possibility. And but I didn't take the moment because it was after midnight, and I didn't possibly want to, wake anybody up with a notification or what am I saying? Daryl doesn't look at a smartphone, so he wouldn't have woken up. But anyway, I didn't email Daryl. And this morning I get up and those two houses, he has emailed me about the same two houses. Good morning, Kathleen from Detroit, Michigan. Wow. I forget that you're in Detroit. I was in Detroit one time in my life. Isn't that funny? And I flew to Detroit from New York. I got booked on I don't even think this food chain exists anymore, but it was called Taco Tico. And I got booked for this commercial, and they flew me to Detroit, put me up overnight, and we shot this Taco Tico commercial. And that's all I remember. I don't remember what I wore. I don't remember what I did. I don't remember anything about it. It's so long ago. Uh-oh. Okay, so if rabbits love sweet potato vines and young bean plants, I'm gonna have to. I've already decided I'm going to have to fence my garden. There's just no question, no matter where I wind up. Daryl could get away with that, Tony, but in some of the places, by the way, the 22 rifle is, I shot one of those. And I felt pretty confident using that. But anyway. Kathleen. Okay. Well, Detroit's had a hard decade, at least. So's Flint. Oh my God. Wow. And a lamp. A 22 rifle and a lamp for the rabbits. Okay. I guess we won't talk about that. Some people don't want to hear about that sort of thing. Let's see. Right. Okay, so you go to the trouble to chicken wire everything, but then you've also got to put up a 7-foot fence for the deer because that's a given. So it's kind of got to be like Fort Knox by the time you get it all. So in other words, you can't look out the window like I used to look out my house and just see all these pretty layers of things out my front window. It's not going to be like that. It's going to be fenced. Kayla says fence with I guess that's 1/2-inch wire gauge fencing. Are you talking about rabbits can't dig? 10-foot fence. Yeah. I'm sure the dogs are, if you could take care of dogs, I'm sure they would keep a lot of that stuff run off. Oh dear. Yeah, that's the thing. The coyotes, I remember from that movie, Little Big Farm. Remember I recommended that movie to anyone thinking of starting, any young person thinking of starting or taking over what was once a farm. And depending on where it is, but Little Big Farm, they made them because the husband of that couple was an established, I believe, National Geographic cinematographer. He decided to record everything, not for a YouTube channel, not to be parsing this out in bits and pieces like we do for our channels, but he collected this footage for, I think, 2 or 3 years And then they made this fabulous movie called Little Big Farm. Highly recommend it. And you see in there, they're struggling with coyotes getting their chickens. It happened over and over and over. They're very, they go under the fence. They're very, very clever and persistent. That's okay. How to Garden is here from Florida. Remind us your name. I just want to give a shout out. This is completely unrelated to gardening, but to a distinguished actor and playwright, Tony Tanner, who I worked with a couple of times doing these staged presentations of classical plays. And he passed away, and his memorial service is today. I don't know if he died from cancer, but he struggled with cancer for years. So I am assuming that's what happened. But we did something together at the beginning of last year. And so I'm sorry he's passed on. Daryl brought up something very interesting. I thought about electric fence for sure, Kayla. Daryl was saying that, and I don't know where you got this statistic, Daryl, so I'm just repeating what you said, but in Russia, 40% of Russians have home gardens, which, I mean, it may be like necessity, to get food. And people are resourceful. And during the war, when we didn't have food, people got out there and grew victory gardens. They didn't sit around and wait for, themselves to starve to death. I mean, people that could grow a garden did. In U.S., compared to the U.S., which today is only 1%, I find that shocking. And especially now with there's no doubt we're going to have certain kinds of food shortages. So, I mean, people are already seeing it in grocery stores in certain parts of the country. I haven't noticed it here, but I've hardly shopped since I've been back. So all the more reason that we need to get our victory gardens going. Now, I'm assuming every single person on this live chat, 55 of you, 56, I'm assuming every single one of you has some kind of a garden. And if not, you're here listening because you want to have a garden. And so I am hoping that I can be the impetus or the inspiration for those who haven't started to start taking back your food security, so that if nothing else, you've got sweet potatoes. And did you know sweet potatoes are one of the most nutritious vegetables? It's a root, but it's vegetable that you can grow, because the actual sweet potato is incredibly nutritious, and the leaves are even more nutritious than the root. So it's a win-win with sweet potatoes. Now, the problem with sweet potatoes, Robert is here from Florida. Suski. Yeah, I've heard about predator urine, but I don't think it lasts forever, right? I thought about getting that in my at my house in the Palisades. I know, Tony. I know the people that work in golf clubs. It's their job and it's their living, and I don't wish for them to be out of work, but it seems to me that if there's a non-essential business that should have been shut down during this, it would be golf clubs, and they need to be converted to gardens. Although the problem is, how long would it take to get all of those chemicals out of that soil? They use tons tons of chemicals on golf courses to maintain that beautiful green lawn. That's true. I'm glad you pointed that out. The now that we have these heirloom and other varieties of sweet potatoes. I mean, when I grew up, there was like one sweet potato. I mean, it was just like one. And back then, I'm not sure if it was a yam or a sweet potato. And supposedly, very often in the store they sell them in the same place. They don't distinguish whether it's a yam or a sweet potato. And I think there's some difference. So, but now they have all these wonderful varieties of purple sweet potatoes, which have the anthocyanins. Any vegetable or fruit that has purple, you've got much more anthocyanins, which are antioxidants. So that would include blueberries. You've heard a lot about blueberries having all of this antioxidant power. And so does this sweet potato that, well, there's different ones now. I ordered Molokai sweet potatoes from Baker Creek, and I believe the Molokai had a little bit of a different coloration inside, but still overall it's a purple sweet potato. And then you can get some that are solid purple, and you can also buy regular potatoes, which is a completely different species of plant. You can buy purple potatoes, which are my favorite. So, and also now, depending on where you are, I mean, you can buy the seeds. You can certainly try to grow it yourself. Is the purple carrots, So, purple carrots, purple sweet potato, purple potatoes, blueberries. What else? Of course, blackberries, raspberries to a less degree. All these things have so much more. What? Wait, Kathleen, I battled a mother groundhog and her babies for years. I tried everything under the sun. Elaine, your dog is not too helpful. Oh. Yes, depending on your property, motion censored sprinklers. I did try to do that in that tiny front yard, and I got myself more wet than I ever got a raccoon. And I was afraid it would shoot out, and like if somebody walked, in that sidewalk between my parkway and my main yard, and triggered that thing, and then they got sprayed, I'd get in big trouble. So I had to bail on that. Well, thank you, Narendra. Where are you writing from? I don't remember your name. He says, what you're saying is true. We are here. Maybe we have a garden or want to have a garden, and you are like the teacher. Thank you so much. I'm sorry I'm not at my 100% best today. That's right. Eat your foods of color, everyone. I was reading about, and my son did this a couple of years ago. He was doing, I guess it's the keto diet. I can't remember all the names now, but it's the one that's mostly meat, sweet potatoes, no carbs. Well, I guess sweet potato have some carbs, but sweet potato was recommended over potatoes. And oh gosh, he got to where he was eating sweet potatoes like every single night. And he got really good at roasting it. You just wash them and slice it, and then just put them flat on a roasting pan, brush a little olive oil, rosemary if you wish, or some other kind of herb, throw it bake it in the oven for like, I think it was 15 minutes or something. And so delicious. Standard potato has twice the vitamin C of apples. What? I did not know that. So, does vitamin C uh, change from raw to cooked? Do you still get the vitamin C cooked? Because I can't eat a potato raw. I mean, I could, but I don't want to. Um, Robin Show is here. Hello. Where are you writing from? Remind us. If anybody is in Maine, Haffy is recommending the Common Ground Fair at the MAFGA headquarters in Unity, Maine. It's nice to see you too, Robin. Where are you writing from? Narinder is in India. Thank you for tuning in. I was wondering where my Indian friends were today. I usually always have somebody from India. Yes, that's the thing. Daryl is pointing out what I failed to say is you can grow the sweet potatoes all winter on your windowsill if you've got some light coming in your window, and you can just pick those leaves, and they're very, very nutritious. You can throw them into a stir fry just for 1 minute because they go limp like that. Oh, well, Tony, I want to. And that was one of the things that Daryl and I were projecting that I was going to do at that forested property is use an oak tree that needed to come down and create space for some fruit trees. And then I had all sorts of visions of making my own, growing my own mushrooms. But that hasn't happened. No, I haven't, Ed. Unfortunately. And oh, yes, Robin, you're from Indonesia. So that's fantastic. And Robin is here from East Tennessee. Robin and Kayla at Backwoods Mama Wife, you guys should connect because she's in East Tennessee also. And I had hoped to be in Tennessee by November. I don't see how that's possible now. And I gave it the old college try. You can't say I didn't. I mean, I really, really did. But for whatever reason, it hasn't worked out. So obviously, God's got some kind of plan for me, and I just don't know what it is yet. But I'm looking forward to knowing so that I can get going and get a garden started because, it's sort of embarrassing and difficult for me to try to inspire people when I'm actually not out going, hey, this is how you do this and this is how you do that. But what I can do while I'm still here is I can connect people, and you can ask a question on the live chat and maybe somebody will be able to answer it. Because there are people who tune in every week who know a lot about growing food. Oh gosh, those sourdough pancakes, I tell you, Eric. It's very interesting you should say that, Tony, because I was taking I order a supplement of mushroom to try to help me with all this, just to build my immune system because there's so much traveling and eating food on the go and no home cooked meals and all of that stuff. And I'm glad you reminded me about that because I think I ran out during my, because I packed a number. I thought I was only going to be gone 2.5 weeks, and then I stayed 3.5 weeks because I put this offer on this place, and I thought, okay, this is it. Now I'm moving. Oh, anyway, I am going, as soon as I get done, I'm going to go in there and take some. Oh, well, I don't think they're bush beans. Let's see. Hold on a second. Sharon. It's probably because she hasn't loaded up. Did you go to Local Harvest or her website or what? Yaniris, did you I'm calling her because she told me she was just gathering them up, so she probably hasn't had a chance to put it on the. My dragon fruit cuttings are alive. I can't say that they've been growing, Robin.
Hi, Sharon from Sharon's Natural Garden. Please leave us a message. Thank you.
Hey, Sharon, you're on live on my live stream, and I was just making a big pitch for people to contact you today and order some of those creams seeds. And somebody went to your website and said you were out of stock. So I'd love to send some business your way if you want to update, because I know you said you had the creams, and I've been giving the creams a big push on my live stream. So I hope you can get that updated, and I hope you can make people happy and they can make you happy. Okay, talk to you later. Bye. No, I didn't, Ed. No, no. Let's see. Anyway, everybody who wants to, yeah, I'm almost done. Everybody who wants to order something from Sharon, I've just let her know. So just give it an hour or two, and maybe it'll all work out. By the way, thanks. If you are thinking about supporting this channel in any way, I really appreciate it. I have a lot of content that I'd like to bring to you, but I'm spending so many hours a day looking at listings and the map and trying to figure things out. I'm even considering renting a place, which I didn't want to do because I didn't want to move twice. But my mother is still alive, and I thought, well, maybe I should just move to a place, not too far from my mother, and then just go out to Cookville from there, but just get moved. So I've got a lot to figure out, and I appreciate all your prayers and good wishes, and I give the same back to you. Have a wonderful week. Thank you for your support. Please share this channel. If you haven't seen my muscles video, and you know any teachers who are still teaching young people, please share that mussels video, because the freshwater mussel, so many of the species, the varieties of these mussels are endangered on the official endangered list. And they're doing amazing work in Virginia, and my brother is kind of the head of it. He's not at the aquatic center, but he hired them and oversees it. And I'm very proud of the work that they're doing to save these important animals that many people do not even know exist, or what their importance is in the ecosystem. And they're vitally important for the clean streams, freshwater streams. So please share that video and help it get seen, because it's not a gardening video. It didn't track well on YouTube, analytics and stuff, because people don't think to come to my channel for something to do with fishing or freshwater mussels or anything like that. So it's nice to see you too, Matt. I am signing off, and Daryl is leaving us with the best thing that you can do is to save seeds and share knowledge, because we all need to get on board. And I look forward to seeing you on Wednesday. And if I can get a video edited today, you'll see it tomorrow. If not, it'll be on Tuesday. So thank you so much, and God bless you, and have a great day, and stay safe.